Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Time Traveler's Coin Exchange. Tonight we're going to have episode 154 of The Coin Vault Has Opened. We're going to be first looking at some 1973 Ds up close that we didn't get to finish in the last stream as it got a little bit late. I've got another roll here that we will start looking through after we check out these. There's one double die from 1973D, and then there are a bunch of RPMs, and so we'll have to check for both of those. So I'm going to get these out, and we can start going through them. I think I got them all. So wish us luck, everybody. Hey, Coins Ornito, welcome. Yes, I'm hopefully going to have some more coffee here soon. But how are you doing tonight? Welcome, welcome everybody. And let me turn some lights on here and we'll zoom back in, get my microscope straightened out so that we got a nice level view. And I believe the only double die is on the obverse that I was seeing. I'll move this a little bit. So we will see. I'm not even sure if we need to check out the reverses when we do this, but I don't see why we shouldn't. So I believe that's just a little bit of machine damage on there. We'll have to look at a couple of these to kind of get a baseline here. The 3 looks kind of neat. And I don't see an RPM. I didn't get to check the 1973 S's. That N looks kind of cool there. I did not get to check to confirm it. I still have them here out. And I apologize about that. I had a busy week, probably like about everybody else. It's just been crazy. And so I believe that this is just machine doubling. We're just going to take a close look at them. The E does look pretty spread out on it, but it also looks pretty faint. I believe I left copper coins open. Maybe I'll just check. I realized that I checked out, kind of previewed the stuff for the other roll that we'll go through, but then I was like, I didn't refresh for. No, I closed it. Hold on one second. And I think that is just. But possibly if we have enough time we can try to confirm the 1973 S's, because I still have them out here. And so I believe it's just okay, it almost interesting. The E does kind of look like that. Is it just extra thickness for double die 001? Nice extra thickness can be seen on the date, Liberty, and In God We Trust. A notch is also visible on the lower R of Trust. How did you do with the Loomis rolls? And I am not seeing a notch on the R. So I believe that's just machine damage. It could actually, they all possibly could be like that. That's why I like to look at a few of them before I really get too into things. I got a ton of the authoritative reference of Lincoln Sense read last night. Pretty much did a lot of late night reading there, and it was really interesting to read about just all of the different double dies, like the really, really rare ones. And it just started to seem like most of those double dies just shouldn't have existed because people were basically making their own rarities. It was kind of interesting, just all the drama that goes with coins. but it also made me realize that like it's like I've always been like, okay, I'm gonna get some of these, you know, harder, you know, rolls of harder to find coins, and then I'm starting to realize that they're all really, really rare and worth a lot of money because you're not gonna find them because they really, really shouldn't exist. 2020 rolls, nice. Yeah, I was wanting to do some W quarters. I was never really into searching quarters in the past, but with the W's in it, it seemed like it was worth it. If you have a chance just to get a bunch of W quarters in it, they can be a nice little bonus. I feel like we're seeing like a little bit of the kind of like machine doubling we were seeing before. The 7 on there almost looks a little bit thicker, but I really don't see it on the rest. Are there any nice varieties for 2020, or are you just looking for higher grade coins? The only W quarters that I've found so far, I've bought them off of eBay. I found them on eBay already graded. Somebody saved me a bunch of work. It's kind of interesting, the inside the D. I think we'll take a look. Does it just disappear? Trying to get the light right on the corner. Almost looked like there was like a tiny notch on the bottom, but it's pretty insignificant if it is. Yeah, and I imagine the sources on them change. Is there any websites that you recommend? It's like I know that no website really has every single variety, but it's like the websites that I mainly know of are for, you know, like Copper Coins and Variety Vista, but most of them seem pretty focused on pennies, and I feel like I need to find some websites that are just everything. This looks like there's a little bit underneath the L here. Maybe it's just kind of a scratch or something. L is always the hardest part for me to focus here too. I think it may have just been the way the light hit. But when I used to do coin roll hunting and rolls, I always was kind of bummed out when I got just solid date new coin rolls, like when I got the fresh stuff, because I was always looking for wheat pennies and just older coins. And now it seems like if I was to get them, I'd be pretty excited and happy. It's funny how things change. This one looks very much like the last one we just looked at. So it seems like the kind of line going down the 3 and the 9, it seems like we're seeing a lot that look like that. The rims on a couple of these look kind of beat up. It's like this box of coins was actually pretty well shipped. most of the time when I buy like mint Cellos off of people, they just put them in a single bubble wrap inside a sandwich bag. And I think sometimes like packages just go on top of them and all the coins end up, it's like they don't appear scratched, but then when you look at them all up close under the microscope, you'll see like little pieces of copper, just like little flakes. And the coins get torn up sometimes. Yeah. Well, that's what I was reading about last night. Whenever there was like in the 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s and probably since then, whenever like a really nice variety was found, like a really strong double die, it sounded like basically everybody was getting in on it. Like that just people tore apart rolls. And yeah, they might have only been searching for one variety and then a different variety was found, and then they didn't get properly searched again. But it was really interesting, all the advertising and stuff as well, from like the 40s and 50s, like when the bronze 1943s were found. Companies were like, like advertising that they would pay like $10,000 or get people a new car if they were able to find one of these coins for them, that they would buy it. But it was basically never going to happen, and so they were just using it to get it was like free advertising. People would basically be, reading the article, wanting to get rich, finding a coin, and it was just, then all of a sudden people knew the name of that coin catalog or knew the name of that coin business. It kind of like, and then I think about it in like normal times or now times with like YouTube, and you go on YouTube and there's like, coin worth $10,000, you can find this, and people are still the same. They see an advertisement or they see a YouTube video and they're like, you can get rich right now, find this coin. And people go and watch the video and make the people that make the videos like that worth, they make them money. It's amazing how little times have changed in the last 50 years. People are still doing the same advertising marketing tricks. It's like when I look at what gets a lot of views here on YouTube, it seems like videos of top 10 coins or, look for this coin in your pocket change. Those are the ones that make a lot of money on YouTube. Hey PK Carve, welcome. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream tonight. Yeah, like the bounties, I feel like PCGS has started kind of doing that especially with like the W quarters and like the early finds. Is this one like struck through grease or something? It's pretty flat there. It's missing a lot of detail. Oh wow, it's nearly missing the A. We got a no FG here almost. It's there. Kind of. I miss Mad magazines. I'm not sure if they still make it. Okay, that was a grease strike. That's what it was looking like to me. And I was reading about, I think it was the 1955 double die. I think it was 1955 double die, like when at the same, like I guess it was something like a penny was given out when you bought a pack of cigarettes or something like that in a vending machine. They would insert a penny inside the cigarette pack, and so it would basically give you your change. And I guess like the 1955 double dies, like they were basically, a lot of them were showing up in like Boston area or like Western Massachusetts, or I guess that's Eastern Massachusetts. But a bunch of the double dies were showing up in like specific areas, but they were also like being given out. They were also showing up in cigarette packs, and people just kind of thought of it as a novelty at the time. And but it just seemed kind of interesting. Yeah, I was reading about that one in Wexler's book, like the hot topic section at the end. It's got some interesting stories in it. And I definitely know a little bit more about how to detect a counterfeit now. It's interesting that like the C on this one and the A, they have like a little bit of extra metal just hanging down off of the bottoms. I assume this is just you'd like 4 nicely toned 1976 Ike dollars. All my Ike dollars are up on PCGS. They're all graded. They're all PCGS graded. I don't have any raw ones. I think I have one raw one, but I think it's in in the mint packaging, and it was given to me as a gift a long time ago. I think that's just machine doubling. Super common. Sometimes I just like to look, because if I look at it carefully and then I see it again and again and again throughout the roll, then I know what not to look for. It seems like a lot of these have some form of machine doubling on them. And I know I'm looking at the backs, but I didn't see anything fun to find on them. Read every word on Wexler's and Variety Vista. Well, thanks for asking, PK Carve. If I did, I would. It's an interesting little, almost looks like a lamination error. Like it just kind of looks like the metal is trying to like peel off right there. Yeah, I need to do more reading. That's one of the really good things about coming on YouTube here. Like when I first started, I didn't even realize there was a coin community on YouTube. I was making videos for my eBay store, and I made like, I don't know, like a couple thousand, and then I was like just wondering who else was on here, and then I started to find all these other channels, and then everybody was super friendly and really nice to talk to. But it was like I think it was like Ken Peavy was recommending all these different books, and a couple other people were just really helpful. They were like, check this out, and I was watching Copper Coins, and Chuck was like, hey, I've got a book, and so I found his book and bought it and read it, and I was really glad I did. Fred Weinberg? I have not heard his name yet, so thank you. Yeah, it was interesting too, because some of the books they seem like they're pretty difficult to come upon. I feel like I was really lucky and was able to find every single one I was looking for. But right after I purchased mine, it seemed like the prices on everything just like tripled because people were like, "Oh, I want that book," and I was like, "Oh, I found it for $30 here," and they're like, "It's 200 now." I'm like, "Oh wow." It's amazing. Like some of the coin books seem like you could make a living just selling like kind of coin books, because it seems like a lot of them have limited runs, and then I don't know if they just people buy them and they just kind of like they just disappear into the cracks, or if certain people like buy them all up and hoard them so that no one else has the information and knowledge. It's nice that the internet is, people are able to share things easier. It was interesting too to find out some of the books are on like Google Books, and basically you can read 99% of the books. There's just a few pages missing. Nice, thanks Coins Arnita. Oops, over focus there. You're working on a coin roll book? That sounds fun. Oh, like coin rolls are like another subject. Like there's a lot of valuable information if you know your coin rolls. So it looks like we're maybe about halfway through these. What in particular with the nickel? Are they gonna get rid of nickel now, or are they gonna do like a kind of a bicentennial nickel? I haven't heard. I feel like I was hearing something about possibly changing up the quarter. Not that we haven't done that like 200 times in the last year, or like since like state quarters. It's just been a bonanza. I realized today, like I was like posting a 2009 U.S. Virgin Islands U.S. territory quarters, and I realized that I'd never actually had a 2009 territorial quarter. I thought it was either I was like, is this a national park or is this 50 states here? And then I realized that 2009 was its own thing. Yeah, I don't have any information about nickels. I can try to look into it. It's kind of interesting. Like, I feel like I haven't seen almost any, at least, I mean, I buy a lot of certified coins because they're kind of my thing. I like raw coins, but I've seen almost no 2020 raw coins for like pennies are my main thing, and so it's usually what I'm buying. It seems like a bunch of the dealers that kind of get newer coins certified, I feel like I haven't been seeing the same sort of business go on. I feel like for the most part, the only 2020 coins I've been buying are the W quarters. I would say 2020, like all I've been buying is quarters, which 4 months ago I wouldn't have been buying quarters at all. But it seems like a lot of people that were getting like pennies and different things graded in bulk and then selling them graded. I don't know if the business model didn't work or if the people decided to take a break for the pandemic, but I'm just not seeing those coins. I feel like I haven't been seeing nickels either. Oh yeah, I love coinflation. I feel like I've been going to coinflation for probably about 15 years, maybe. I used to be checking different metals and stuff a lot. And I feel like coinflation, like it seems like it's all gold news these days, and it mainly was about precious metals. But I feel like there used to be lots of fun coin-related articles. And it doesn't seem like everything seems to be like talking about like, will gold go up, will gold go down, which is interesting, but I really enjoyed when they talked more about coins. And I think that's where I saw a Rydale for the first time. Like I have a coin sorting machine that I could do like 18,000 coins an hour or something like that. That thing was a lot of fun. And I believe it also does nickels, but I used to go through like 10 bank boxes a weekend just tearing through coins, looking for anything I could find. And now I have all of these coins that I put away, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I had to stop coin roll hunting bank stuff because I was becoming a hoarder. Before the last, I think not before this move, but before the move before, I sold off like my roll collection of wheat pennies and like early memorials. It was, I don't know, like 20,000 rolls or something. I could not move them again. It was just, I was surprised, like one of the places I lived was on the second floor, and it was like, all these rolls were all concentrated in one part, and I was so afraid that everything was just gonna go through the floor of the house, and I was gonna like ruin this rental. But part of me wishes I hadn't sold everything off, but part of me feels very much freed by it all. Yeah, some of them do. And it's funny though, like I feel like when we looked at them the other night, I feel like they looked really nice. It's like some of the rims on these just, and it's interesting, I guess it's interesting to me because they really don't look that beat up when you're looking at them zoomed out. Part of me wonders if most coins look like that, and it's like unless you look at them up close. It's like you don't even notice it. I have gotten some rolls that just look awful. Like the ones that are really bad, you'll find like pieces of copper all just over like in the corners, like the copper gets ground off and it's just all filling in here. Like one time I like saw just like little pieces of copper sitting on the coin. I was like, those look like little gold nuggets, like little gold flakes. I guess that little part on the M, and I think, yeah, on the bottom of the C, I guess that's on the die. Because that's the second one I've seen with just a little toe. I think my lighting is a little bit too bright sometimes. I try not to blind you guys. But I need to get it better though. Stern, he showed me his lighting setup, and I definitely feel like I would be able to see like the notching, and I'd be able to see just a lot more things a lot clearer, because it's like when you look at the letters, you see kind of like this glare. You see the parts that are lighter and dark, and I feel like I should have everything just nice and smooth. How could I not? I really don't get bored. I get tired sometimes. And welcome, Logan's Coins. Good to see you. I get tired sometimes, and I start seeing double sometimes. But I don't generally get bored. And that's how I know I'm doing what I love, because if I was getting bored, this would just feel like absolute work. And I might as well go and work in a grocery store or something. Yeah, no, I look through, like, back when I worked in a grocery store as a overglorified grocery store worker, I all weekend long on my weekend off, I would be looking through like 10 bank boxes all weekend long. And it was just like a treasure hunt that never ended. It was like panning for gold. Just, you get the fever and you keep on going and going. And I've got the gold fever before, but it kind of comes and goes. Copper fever, it seems to be my thing. And so I'd say if you are getting bored, you might try a different coin. You might try something a little different. What kind of coins are you looking through? Because that's how it was for me. Like looking through like dimes and nickels, I just wanted to die. I don't know why. Like when I made when I bought like nearly every single state quarter graded, and I was making the videos for the state quarters, I like made like 200 videos or something of state quarters. I couldn't, I was so ready to be done. I'm like, I just want to look at some pennies. I just want to look at some Lincolns. I want to look at some wheat pennies. I don't want to do this anymore. And but now I don't mind. But for a little while there, I was just like, I can't do this anymore. It can be. No, it's true. I mean, one thing you can do is, you know, like have a movie going on, or like have like something you can listen to while you do it. That definitely helps. You know, sometimes you'll be watching the movie and you'll realize that you're not paying attention to what you're doing, and you'll realize that you just like kind of like I don't know, sleepwalked through the role, autopiloted through it, and that you dumped everything in with the rest, and you'll be like, wait, what if there was something in there? But oftentimes when I was like looking through roles and stuff, I'd have a movie going on, I'd have something. Unfortunately, I can't have those things going while I'm doing it on the stream. It's like, I'd love to just listen to music or have like a show going. It just seems like it would be fun, but then my videos would all get taken down, or I'd get copyright strikes or something. Hey Capital Currency, welcome to the channel. We're looking through a few more 1973 Ds here up close, just seeing if we can find something, and then I've got another roll we'll break into here, and we'll check something else out, but welcome. All those 1973D RPMs, and we're not seeing any. We got a couple left, maybe we'll find the good one. And so this was just, I think there was 38 rolls of mint cellos in this box that I got. This is like this is from the first bag, so this was just kind of seeing what we got or seeing an example. So I felt like the coins looked really nice when we weren't zoomed in. I do see like quite a bit of chipping around the edges of the coins. But we'll see, maybe it was just a fluke. Maybe it gets worse. This was the top roll. This was the top bag on the box. So maybe it gets terrible as we get to the bottom, but I already left the person feedback because it looked like it was what it was supposed to be. Nice. I have not found a coin on the wrong planchet yet. It definitely would be fun. I've almost bought a few of them on eBay. Not quite the same thing though. But sometimes I'm like, is buying coins on eBay and finding one for a good deal on there, is it a better way to to hunt for rare coins? Like looking for a deal on them. I think this one's just like got a dink on the corner. Not even that. Yeah, I'd like to find a copper dime. That would be pretty cool. Did it end up penny size, or did it come out as a dime? Grab a little coffee. So that was the last one in there. I went and pulled the next box here, or the next bag here. Let me just put some of these away so I can utilize this box here. I'm going to leave out those 73s that we were checking out. And then I'll dump these out. A couple hiding. I can't see the bottom of the box when I'm on here. Alright, so the next roll that I pulled out here is 1968. I don't think there's as many in this one as the last one. I haven't done a lot of shopping on different forums. I definitely see people buying and selling coins. Like, I feel like in my early days I was like running into a lot of funny business, and I was like, I'm not having nearly as much trouble on eBay. Yikes. So this cello's got some environmental damage on the cello and then on the coin. If I can come a little closer too. So hopefully these are not all like this. Find some focus. We'll start off with a terrible one. All right. These all look, oh, I still have the light on. That's gonna make things look even worse too. That's a little bit more its color. I was wondering why I really couldn't see the details on here. So have you seen the video Coins Are Neato on the 1969S? I think the video is called Mystery of the Mistaken Mint State Coin. But I'm gonna do a follow-up video on it. Basically it started when I got a coin off of eBay. It was a MS68 1969S, certified by PCGS, and I looked at it and it was top pop coin, and the only problem was when I looked at it, it was not a mint state coin. It was not a business strike coin. It was a proof coin in a PCGS slab that said MS68. And so the population for it is 4. And so I was on a stream here talking to someone, and we were talking about error coins, and I was like, or like PCGS errors that they messed up. And they were telling me about different ones that they had seen, and I was like, oh wait, check this out. I just got this the other day. It's like a $1,000 coin, but it's not. It's like, you know, a $10 coin. But it's like if someone wanted to sell this, they would be, you know, and it's like I put it up for just a little bit above what the Proof 68 goes for. Nice. And I want a 1969S original roll. And so he was like, oh, is that still up for, is that on eBay right now? And I was like, yeah. And so he purchased it, like right there. He was like, I'm gonna take a chance with this one. Maybe it's maybe it is a mint state. But I guess long story short, the day I mailed it to him, I had purchased a second coin, a second Proof 68 coin, and I received a second slabbed PCGS that was MS68 with a proof coin in it. And they were, the serial numbers were very, very close to each other. And so I went on PCGS and I typed in the serial number above it and below it, and found all 4 of the MS68 1969S's. They're all sequential serial numbers. And so all 4 of them don't exist. They're all proof coins that were mislabeled by PCGS. So anyway, the reason I'm telling you this, if you find a 1969S, mint state 67, that is the top pop coin. They messed up, and when the MS68s came out, the price on the MS67s dove. But when it gets out here completely that there are no MS68s, if you see an MS67, pick it up. So I still have one of the coins. It goes very nicely in my PCGS registry set. And Andrew's got another one. Excuse me. Nice. The other interesting PCGS slab coin that I got was, what was it? I'm trying to remember now. I believe it is it's a proof. Why can't I remember now? Oh yeah, it's a top population 1958 business strike coin, but it doesn't exist once again. I believe it is in the registry. I believe you can see it in the registry or the population reports, and I own it, but it's not real. And it's I got a MS68 red 1958 business strike, and the title is MS68 Cameo. It's a business strike with cameo. And I thought it was just or no, I'm sorry, it's an MS67 red cameo. My apologies. And so I guess for whatever reason, but the person that sold it to me, they were like, I just thought you would appreciate this one. It's really a proof 67 red cameo, but the slab label has MS67 red cameo, and it shows up in the population report, I believe. It was just a really, really weird one. I guess PCGS really wanted it back. They wanted to destroy that label and put the right one on. They did fix the registry for it, so when you type the cert in, it comes up as a proof 67 red cameo, but really cool coin, or really cool slab. Yeah, these 1968s, they're not looking as nice. Ouch. Yeah, the 1968 keys here, they seem to be the worst. But these 68s, see, this is a little bit more when I buy a random roll, I feel like, of mint cellos, I feel like this is a little bit more like what they normally look like. I feel like the 1973s were a little bit kinder. And so I'd imagine that like these would all, anything like this, not that I'd probably want to get it graded, but I'm guessing that these are like red-brown because it's not. Hey, thank you, Capital Currency. It's been forever since I had a super chat. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Really, really appreciate that. It's probably the nicest 68 we've gotten out of here so far. Thank you again. That made me smile. Thank you. So yeah, these are all just, it looks like this is a mixed PDS here. Eek. Some of these we can just go a little bit faster on when we see that there's not the quality. I mean, quite a few spots. Have you guys seen any crazy PCGS slab errors before? Anything worse than what I was talking about? There are some nice 68S RPMs. I like the ones with really nice spreads or just really big notches. Like I feel like 1953s and 1954s and 52s, I feel like I was always finding really nice RPMs in them. You thought that one might be? Well, we'll definitely get a chance to search them in. I used to just kind of like go and do every single coin individually, but then I kind of timed things, and I realized that when I just kind of looked at the quality and then went back and went through everything again, I got to look through about twice as much coins on here. If there's ever, and the other problem was, or one of the problems is I'd have people watching, and there's like usually like a delay 15-20 seconds, and they'd be like, no, the coin before, but I would have already gone past. I used to drive Paul Hampton crazy. It's like, you go too fast. Slow down. Hey, thank you for stopping by, Capital Currency, and thank you so much for the super chat. And thank you for the compliments. You're awesome. Thank you. I hope to see you again. Any red BU 1960 small dates? I think I sold my last 1960 small date, Philadelphia, yesterday, but I think I have, it's a low ball, I think I have a 64 coming in the mail sometime next week. I may have some raw ones, but I would have to find them and sort them out. I feel like I've gotten a couple people sent me just different 1960s mixed. I may have one. Thanks, Capital Currency. You're making my night. You guys all are. Thank you, guys. I had a headache before I started the show here tonight, and it's like totally gone. That's another way, Logan, if you're watching, it's like if you're feeling kind of down and then you start looking at a bunch of coins and all of a sudden you start to feel happy, that's a good sign you're doing the right thing. Thank you, Capital Currency. You have a great night too. Hope to see you again. Thank you again. Thank you times two. I don't think we're gonna find any super high grade 1968 Ps in this one. It seems like the Ds and the S, there's a little bit better quality. And so for me it's interesting because when I'm buying these mint cello rolls, generally I'll buy up a whole bunch and then I kind of like go back year by year by year. And as I go back, the quality just kind of gets worse and worse. I'll start out like in like the 1990s with a bunch of mint cellos and everything will be beautiful. I'm like, wow, these are the nicest coins I've seen in so long, then I'll like go back to like the 80s and like there'll start to be a little bit more stuff going on, then hit the 70s and they'll start to get a little worse and hit the 60s and I'm just like, ouch, what did I buy? But you never know, like, because sometimes people are getting things from different source and they just throw everything in the same bag and then you go to look, this one's got it's open. Its integrity has been compromised. I definitely noticed that with like the proof coins, it seems like anytime the cello has like a hole in it, they get rough quick. Well, it's with the cellos, it was basically, it's like I have like three options. It's like I can do bank rolls, I can do bank bags, or I can do mint cellos or mint sets. I'm curious to see this one up close. So it's like, I'm curious if the rim has been just rubbed down on it. But like the bank bags that I've looked through, it seems like the coins, they just have those like really fine marks on them from rubbing against all the other coins in the bag. It doesn't seem like I'm gonna find high grades in them. And the rolls I feel like are a little bit of a crapshoot. I guess it's like if you've been doing it a long time and you know, like it feels like Chuck at Copper Coins, I feel like he has really good connections where he knows people that when they get something like legit, they give him a call. I feel like for me it would mainly be, you know, buying stuff off of eBay or other sites, and I don't know the people that really would give me, I don't know, like I think you were saying, Coinsornito, that you know, are working on it. Were you saying you were working on a book about bankrolls? but I don't know enough about the original rolls or what to look for. I've been slowly trying to gather information, but I feel like, you know, like eBay especially, there's a lot of people that, you know, try to pass stuff off as original, or just, you know, they know what they have isn't what, they just misrepresent it. And so I would like to do more bank rolls, but one of the reasons I like the mint Cellos as well is that that works. Nice. Let me know when you're done with that. I'd love to read it. This one here is open too. Not for the better for it. But one of the things I like about mint Cellos is like I can look through these without touching the coins. This one's got some toning on it. But it's nice to be able to pick the coins up without touching them. I know that no one else has touched them, so that if I have, except for a mint employee sometimes, but it's basically, I don't feel like I'm going to mess up the coins if I do find something. And like when I used to go through proof rolls of proof coins that had been taken out of the mint Cellos or just ended up stored in them, they all had fingerprints, they all had like scratches and environmental damage, and I found that when I started looking through the proof ones, they all of a sudden started looking a whole lot better. And I mean, I feel like a lot of the proof ones I get to look through, a lot of them are rejects. Eek. What's going on? That's not like, that's, ouch. What was that? Is that just, it looks like a quarter bit it. I mean, how could another penny have done that to... Someone thought it was gold? I was gonna say, oh, that looks like a little bit better. Well, that's, I mean, that's the thing, like, with the microscope here, it's like if you look at your finger, I don't know why it's not doing it now, maybe I have to be a little bit closer, but you can actually see the sweat, the oil. This is one of the reasons that I don't like, you know, it's like when you get close enough, you can see the little pieces of oil, the sweat come up. And in my mind, that's what, you know, ends up leaving fingerprints and stuff. So, I mean, I guess that's one thing that I've always wondered about, because I see people touching coins all over the place. Like, I see people like opening the mint, you know, the mint cello and like touching that beautiful deep cameo Franklin $50, and I'm just like, that coin was safe. Now you're touching it. It's gonna have fingerprints. It's gonna, you know, have this and this happen to it. Yeah, fingers definitely do sweat. It's just something that I noticed, like, you know, it's like when, it's like you get a microscope cam, it's like, oh, I'm going to check this out, what's this look like, what's this look like? And then I noticed on my finger, like, I don't recommend ever taking a microscope camera and looking at things up close, like, it's like the world, it's never the same after that. Interesting. I guess like if you're going through like new bank rolls, maybe it's not as bad. But I remember, you know, looking through like 5,000 count bags of wheat pennies and going through bank bags. By the time I was done, my fingers would be black. And so what would always happen is I would, you know, be looking through, my fingers would be all grimy. And then I would see that like beautiful gem of a coin just sitting there, and I'd go and pick it up and, you know, think that it was all safe. And then it's like when I've been going back through coins from my coin roll hunting days, it's like all these, I'm like, did this already have a fingerprint? Would I have put this in a flip if it had a giant fingerprint on it? I just don't know. Yeah, I definitely do the edges. It's like I also see people just kind of like drop their coins and like stack them up. And these are the ones that they're planning on getting graded, and it always freaks me out. I'm like, you probably had a higher grade there until you did that. It's like I remember watching Ken Peavy talk about different coin grades, and he's just taking the coin and like hitting the coin, and it's like, now it's a 65, and hitting it again with a coin, now it's a 64. But I guess coins are a little bit more durable than I give them credit for. That makes sense with the fingerprints. I've seen some beautiful toned coins with fingerprints on them. Sometimes it seems like the oil has a chance to make something beautiful. Yeah, these 68s here, they seem pretty much done. It's too bad. A lot of them seem like they're on their way to brown. Just a fingernail can do it. What about say like, I find a lot of coins, the fronts and backs will be perfect on them, but then I'll notice on the rim of the coin there'll be like lots of kind of spots just going along the rim, but the front and back will be clean. Does that affect the coin? Like, can you, if it's on the rim, like say this rim, it's got spots going around the rim, but if this was red on the front and back, would that kill the grade of the coin? Or are coins just graded, you know, as long as there's not damage, are they just graded on the fronts and the backs? Because I never hear about the coin, you know, I hear that they, what is it, like 60%, like PCGS I think does 60% of the grade on the front and 40 on the back or something like that. Mint Cellos a little bit darker. It's also like curled at the edge. It's not wanting to do. Look at this thing. So, it's got memory. Right, coffee break here, and then we'll zoom in. Do you guys want to look at the P, Ds, or the S's first? I'll drink a little bit more coffee until somebody tells me what you guys want. I think I want to look at the Philadelphias first because they look awful, and there's not that many of them. All right, Philadelphia it is. Whoop. Oh yeah, lights. I'm actually trying to remember. I'm not sure if I remember seeing anything for the 1968 Philadelphia, but we're going to look anyway. We will do next. We will do S's next. PK Carve. Sorry, the delay here kills me. I figure like I do it on normal latency for the stream here. It's like I was thinking about testing out the kind of the mid-grade, but the last thing I wanted to do was have the coins end up getting grainy. But it would be definitely fun to have things a little bit more real time. I think these coins actually almost look a little bit better close up, except for the rims here in a couple cases. Hey Mark Rodas, welcome. Good to see you again. Welcome to the stream tonight. We've moved on. We finished the 1973 Ds that we had left over from last stream. Didn't see anything spectacular up close. We just looked at some 1968 Philadelphia Denvers and San Franciscos. And now we are looking at the Philadelphias up close of those. And then PK Carve has asked for for the San Francisco ones. And so we'll do those ones next. Yeah, at some point here in the future, I may start doing rolls on the show, because I have not looked through tons and tons of rolls. I have, even though I sold off my roll collection, it's like when you have a collection that's too big like that one was, I keep finding rolls of coins. Like they just, like one will just roll out of a box. And so I have some rolls and I just need to, I know like there are tons of rolls you can find, but I also, I guess you were saying Coins are neato is to just ask a dealer if they've got any nice rolls. And I've definitely had people offer me a lot of rolls before. I think 1968S, that actually seems like what almost everybody offers me rolls of. They say I have a ton, and at one point I had like 40 or 50 MS66 1968Ss, so I was like, I'm never gonna need a roll of them to look for high grades. I can't even sell the ones I have. And I think I only have one or two MS66 1968s left. It seemed like there was just a billion of them on the market here. Because it's just that like little triangle groove there. Maybe it's just partially filled in. Also looked like there was like a big toe sticking up on. Yeah, I mean, like I like how Chuck has set things up where he basically sells all of the coins before the show even starts at the auctions. I think that is brilliant, like, because if you buy a roll, you know, there's a chance you'll find a couple high grade coins and make some money off of it, but there's also a chance you will open nothing. But when you have a guaranteed profit from every roll, I mean, I assume that he makes a little bit of profit off of it. I know that he's also trying to get photos for all of his website, which makes sense. It's like he's like killing 3 birds with one stone the way he's doing it, and people get really nice examples, and everybody gets to open up, you know, be part of opening up like a roll that most everybody couldn't do themselves otherwise. And he just gets to like shred through all these expensive, beautiful rolls. It's really he's a smart guy. It'll be obvious in the end. Okay, Chuck's the only one that I've ever seen. I've seen like the $50, like people who will search through the $50 for you. I hadn't seen anybody else sell all the coins individually before the stream. Yeah, he is. Oh, I gotta go this way. When I go backwards, I get dizzy. I don't know why. It's just like I'm so used to going this way and this way. It's like when I go the other way, it's just like, it's hard on me. A couple hundred channels. Okay. Yeah, I feel like I used to search out a lot of channels. I probably have like 1,000 channels on my that I'm like subscribed to. But I feel like it's weird. I feel like YouTube just bumps off. Like if you don't, it was even the same for Copper Coins. Like I had to resubscribe to Chuck's channel like maybe 10 times for it to stick, and like I just couldn't understand it. I just want to see this eye. I don't think it's doubled. For some reason it just kind of looks like it just has like a scratch on it. Maybe it's the way it's not very clear even up close. Okay, yeah, that does not look like a notch. I think that A always kind of looks like it has a split. A coin tuber list, nice. I'm gonna have to zoom back out here, but we'll zoom back in. Yeah, when I first discovered that there were all these awesome channels on YouTube, I was watching, like I was up till like 2, 3 in the morning, like pretty much every night. Where's, oh, is that what went into it? I guess my question is like, if something got this in the Mancello, where's all those little pieces of metal at? Like normally if I see something get destroyed like that, it's like there's this debris. Huh. Well, that's what that one looked like up close. From the coins, so like stuck in a machine at the mint. I could see that. Second there, that A looked interesting. It's amazing how the light can make a coin look doubled when it's totally not. Yeah, they do. I feel like for a couple days there, like my YouTube search kept just showing me all these different, like the way coins were made in the old days, and watch these quarters being made, and it kept showing me more and more videos of how coins are made. It's good information, fun videos. Yeah, sometimes my light gets really bad here where it just makes everything look super doubled. I feel like with the wheat pennies we found one, I believe it was just a raw one, but that it had like, it was like part of one of the rims were reeded, but it was just like one side. This is back in the 2 squeeze days, before the single squeeze method. think we got about 8 more of these, and then we can do some San Francisco, and hopefully we have some RPMs in there. Because I feel like it's been a really long time since I've seen an RPM. Oh wait, that's a 1922. Wrong coin. Yeah, I know, they really killed the fun with the single squeeze method. It's too bad. I think the RPMs are fun, and then it seems like a bunch of the machine damage, or not the machine damage, but the way that when coins are struck through the copper into the zinc, it seems like the way that the copper outside layer kind of tears around it. It always, I don't know, like, especially in circulated ones, it totally makes it look like an RPM, but it's just kind of where the coin got stretched out around where the mint mark is. Like, they kept messing with me until, like, I finally realized, okay, yeah, this isn't possible. Wow, this one's, like, really... Is this one? I guess I'll have to look. I hadn't noticed how close to the rim the 1968 was. I gotta go this way. I should probably... It's like I'm so guilty of just going around the outer devices of a coin and not, like, looking for, you know, looking in the memorial and, like, looking, you know, even to see if there's, like, I can't even remember what year is, like, floating roofs in. Is that in the 80s? Because I just remember one time we were going through a bunch of rolls and all of a sudden we started hitting a ton of floating roofs. Yeah, a bunch of these ones are just flush up against the rim. Look at that R. The other thing that I like about the mint Cellos is just, you know, it's like, say you're trying to touch a coin from a roll and hold it up to the microscope. I find that I end up touching them a lot trying to show them, and oftentimes the way that I do the coins, I feel like they end up, the mint cello basically is just resting right below the microscope. And so it's like if a fingernail can cause damage to the coin, I feel like just having the microscope just bump into it occasionally, it probably would not be good for it. Oops. We'll go back to that one in a second. We're going to do S's next. But apparently I put one in the wrong spot. That's okay, because I make mistakes. Like today has been a mistake all day long. I woke up late. I think I forgot to turn on my coffee. I don't even remember. It was like definitely a day, but a lot of good happened out of it. Alright, coffee break and then 68S. For some reason, I really like some forms of die deterioration. Even though it's I'm so glad that I've been enlightened and people have taught me different things, because some forms of machine damage or damage, I thought just looked really cool, and I was like, even if it's not, this looks cooler than some double dies I've seen. And I'm really glad that like people really drilled it into my head, that they were not worth anything, because I was having a great time collecting it. I think it's fine to collect them if you're finding them, but it's like some of them I thought were so cool looking that I probably would have like paid a few bucks for. Someone could have had a really good time. But one that, like another kind of die deterioration that I really liked was a couple wheat pennies I found around the rim. It almost looked like fish scales, like it kind of looked like dragon scales or something. Just the way that the die would have all these little parts all built up on it. I sent Chuck a picture and he's like, oh yeah, it's die deterioration, but like the effect, the way it looks on the coin is just like super cool. And it seems like, I don't know, it's like some things, it's like you look at a million coins and you never see it, and then one day you see it for the first time and it seems like, well, I've looked at a million coins before, I've never seen this. But it's just, and it's always weird to me too how you'll look at a ton of coins. That one looks a little interesting. And then you'll see something new you've never seen before. Let's check out the date. It kind of looks like an RPM. I would think that if that was, I think that's an RPM. I mean, if it was machine damage, these would be double. They all look pretty nice and crisp, actually. And we'll check out the rest. I don't know this one. I haven't really searched a lot of 1968 S's before. You think it's filled? Not. Even up on the top? Okay, you say actually. I would say really that one really looked like one to me. Okay, let's look at it upside down with the light on it. Like on the inside, yes, it looks filled, but on the top I didn't see how it would, it's like I thought maybe it was like scooped out. Maybe I can get another angle. Let me see if I can bring up, oh good, I still have copper coins open. Yep. So far it just crashed on me. Alright, let's just go back to the main page. It only takes a second. I feel like I'm guilty of like, oh, I found something, and then I don't even find. It's just sometimes I'll be looking and I'll be looking and I'll be looking and I'm like, sorry guys, didn't mean for that to take an hour. So not number 2. They're not going to show us number 1. Not going to show us number 3. I guess maybe I would have to check Wexler's or Variety Vista. Alright, let's see if we can find another one. I mean, that's another thing too. It's like sometimes I think I found something and then it's like, oh, no, that one looks exactly the same. That one looks the same. And I'm not sure if we looked at the reverse of that one. I think there's just a strike on it. I just want to see on the east bottom curve. Maybe it's just the way the light was hitting. Also wanted to see the 8. There's just kind of that little line on it. I know, that's one thing that amazed me too. I think half the fun for RPMs for me was that he's got eyelashes. Half the fun for me was just finding one and like learning how to find them. And then it was interesting though when I started to realize how many are not worth very much money. It definitely, like I think when we were looking through 1973D, I think that there was actually one for that year that was worth a bunch of money. And I was like, whoa, that one's worth, let's find that. I believe that's just on the side. So is this just die doubling, or I'm sorry, machine doubling? I always find it interesting when it goes on the edges, just on one side. Ejection doubling. Just because it's so shallow, we'll zoom back out here and we'll check out the next. Huh. It seems like there are a lot of double dies too. I guess it's that are just not worth a lot of money either. I feel like that's looking through all of the the proof coins and stuff that I've looked through. It's like found lots and lots of different double dies, but then it's like you notice that like only some of them are kind of worth, you know, only a few of them from the 60s, like PCGS or something, are gonna, you know, put on the slab. And then it's like only some of them are actually worth getting done. Yeah. I mean, it got to the, like, you should go back for a laugh. You should go back to, like, one of the beginning episodes on here, because I've learned so much from awesome people helping. I would get so, I'd find, like, machine doubling, and I'd get so excited. I'd be like, look, guys, we found one. We found another one. Wait, we can't be this lucky, can we? We're just finding double die after double die after double die. Right, so this, okay. So we have a 1968 with the others that got swapped. But boy, was I excited in the beginning. Yeah. Does, I feel like I've heard Annex does kind of the best job, or they have like the most varieties that they'll attribute. Is that your experience? What's your favorite grading company? I just kind of fell into PCGS, and there wasn't really a reason other than when I was doing research. They just seemed like they sold for more, and I feel like I've heard people argue the same, that, oh, no, NGC sell for more. And I think it just depends on the coin or the what era of coin or what kind of coin. I almost see a little line in there, but I think it's just filled. I think probably the best coin that I found in the mint Cellos, I think it was we were looking through a roll of 1956 proof mint Cellos, and I want to get them graded, but I think it was, I'm trying to remember, I think it was like double die 002 and 004. They were the two that were the ones, if you're going to find a double die, they were the ones you wanted to find. And I had looked at things, I'm like, oh, I want to find those ones. And then I actually found both of them. One of them, it was like on the back. One was on the reverse. Oh, the little top things there kind of have doubling on them. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by the coin. I can't even remember what I was saying. Search sold on eBay for those actual prices. It seems like more and more of different varieties. Like I've been buying a bunch of different varieties and double dies on eBay just because they're fun to make videos of. And I'm definitely noticing that like some of the prices on them are dropping. I feel like more people are getting interested in different varieties. More people are getting interested in like selling, or I'm sorry, like getting coins graded, like trying to find that top population coin. I feel like I've seen a bunch of stuff go down. Like I think I got like a 1959 Franklin half dollar. It was like the goiter error where he's got like a little, I guess it's a goiter under the neck. But I got one of those. It was like one of my first top population coins. I got a really good deal on it. But when I bought it, it was at, I think, $800 PCGS value or price guide. And then like I saw another one up on eBay last week and I ran the cert number and now there was 10 of them and the price dropped to like $500. So it's like some of the double dies in different varieties, they seem like they are, you know, people are finding more because there's more interest in, you know, finding these coins, and it seems to be driving the price down. It's like the buying coins in the top population, it's like kind of like dangerous because, you know, either they're a solid coin that nothing's been found like it in forever, and no coin has ever, you know, reached the, you know, come on the auction block that's better than it. Yeah, some coins, they definitely seem like the price guides do not match what they're actually worth, either less or more. But I mean, I guess that's why they are a price guide. It's a place to kind of start from to get an idea of what they could be worth or what they are worth. Well, thanks for stopping by, Coinzernito. I really appreciate your company, and I will definitely check out and read more And yeah, I definitely would like to get some more Variety Vista time to read. So I appreciate you recommending that. Thank you so much. Have a great night. I hope to see you again in the future. We've got a couple more 1968 S's here. And then if you guys like, we can do some 1968 D's. Hopefully we'll find something. I'll grab some coffee. Be wonderful if I got a camera that just auto-focused everything to the perfect level. But I guess I'd have to tell it what the perfect level is. It's like, nope, I want to be zoomed in. So much to learn. That's definitely something. It's like I get interested in something and I do it a lot. And it's like I forget to read more and to learn more, and so that's definitely what Coins Are Neato was definitely saying, is like learn more. And I definitely recommend it to everybody else. It's like the more that you know, the more possibilities there are. And looking at the bottom of the eye, and it almost looked like it notched out, but the T there was what caught my eye there to begin with. A little bit on the bottom of the Y, but it's probably just ejection doubling. And that one also kind of looks like an RPM. But is it just the same ejection doubling that we were seeing on the other side? It doesn't really look as raised. Here, let's see if I still have copper coins open and see what the 1 RPM that we were able to see. Number 2. A repunching to the west shows an extra upper left curve. That coin has some polishing on it. I think it's ejection doublet, or I think it's like if you look at it up at the top of the S, it's like almost like it's scooped out, and it's like so thin there. Let's take a look at the rest of it. There's like a little piece of something on the cello. It totally made it look like there was a split in the bottom of the W. So I think tonight I get to possibly finish Wexler's book. And then I think I get to move on to some Breen. I have only opened it and looked at a few pages, and I'm not positive. I feel like it's a little bit, I feel like all these books I've been getting are more reference, they're more of a reference book where you have a particular coin and need to learn more about it. I feel like it's a lot of raw knowledge to just kind of suck in and read it chapter by chapter or page by page, but I'm sure there's some cool stuff in there too. But it's amazing how many resources there are on the internet too. And I'll just say thank you to all the people out there who add and contribute on the internet and elsewhere. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for all that you guys, all the time and energy you've put into things to give to others. Let's see if we can see this one a little closer. So are these just machine damage? I mean, it's been so long that I've been looking at too many proof coins and I haven't been looking. Yeah, I'd say this is probably machine damage because you can see the doubling inside the 9. I was getting excited. I know the RPMs aren't worth a terrible amount. They're probably worth more than a penny though. But these mint cellos definitely cost me more than a penny as well. I thought this was the toned one we saw a little while ago. Alright, we got 2 more here. So I guess for the most part, if we're looking through a date like this, really what we'd be hoping to find is, you know, like a high grade coin. That's, I feel like for an MS66, I feel like, you know, it's like under 20 bucks for a 68S. But I feel like I don't see, I haven't checked the population, I don't feel like I see MS67s, and so part of me is curious if that's why you see so many MS66s. It's because people are trying to get that MS67 grade and people just aren't succeeding at it. Maybe there's just a lot of 66 out there. Alright, so that's the last of those. And if you guys would like to see the Denvers, we'll have more luck with them. I feel like there were some nicer Denvers in here as well. Good luck to us all. So we'll have to figure out what roll to do next week, next Wednesday. Oh, that's like the big day, isn't it? I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna be all traumatized out. Yeah, I think I hit like what I did like Thanksgiving and Halloween this year. Need to like pick less busy days to stream on. So I just want to see that clearly. I'm sure we're just probably looking at more machine damage here. Seems like there was like, it's like I keep almost seeing like a split on the bottom of the R, and then it's like gone. It probably just means my light was on it wrong. Okay. It was nothing, folks. Yeah, that's definitely how, the longer I'm on here, the more everything starts to look doubled. That was definitely how the first episodes went. I would find all these crazy coins because I was seeing double before I went to bed, and then I'd wake up and I'd look at the coins. I'd be like, nope, you were dreaming last night, you were sleeping. I feel like it's been maybe 6 months since I had a coin dream where I'm just like finding awesome coins, filling my pockets. Those are always fun dreams to have. It's like I'll be walking across a meadow and I'll see some coins there, or there'll be like a crumbling side of a cliff and I'll see some coins there, and then I start to pick them up and there's just more and more and more. I much prefer those to like dreams like where I'm like reading a really good book and like I almost get to the end of the book in my dream, and then I wake up and I go to reach for the book and the book's gone and I never get to read the end of the book because it doesn't exist. It was only in my dreams. And so I get stuck with like 3/4 of a story in my head. But the cool part about it is then I have like 3/4 of a story to write down if I choose to do it, but it's like to not know how it ends. It's like one of those Twilight Zone episodes where like it's the end of the world and the guy has all the time in the world to read all his favorite books, and then he breaks his glasses. Oops. Hey, oops. Hey, oops, sorry, X. Welcome. God, oops, that was my day. A little bit of toning on this one. I think that this one was the toned one that we saw. Welcome, how's your night? Oops, sorry, X. Welcome to the stream. Did eBay pay you yet? Please tell me they did. And what are you gonna do with all that money? Have you found a 1955 double die yet to buy? That tea kind of looks similar to one of the first ones we found. Yay! That is awesome. I'm very, very glad to hear that. It's payday! Yeah, that's a lot of money for it to be held so long too. It's like the government saying, "Hey, we're gonna give you a stimulus check," and say it in like June, and then it's like December. The light here is messing with me on these mint marks. It's really fun to be back in mint mark land though. That's a funky T. It's like missing a big, or it's got a, it must be extra above it. They're trying to charge you another 140? So what did you sell? You sold one for... What was the total for $1,800? Or was it that and... I can't quite remember. I feel like you sold all those awesome coins and then you sold some dirt bike parts. And I'm assuming you don't have a store subscription or anything like that. I'm not sure why they'd be trying to charge you twice. I mean, was it just it was just the one sale, right? Or did you sell other stuff before? If it makes you feel any better, my eBay fees for this month were like $1,300 or something. It was insane. It's like the most I think I've ever paid, or I haven't quite paid it all yet, but by the time I pay it, it'll be the most I've paid. Yeah, I can't. I mean, you sold it as an auction or a buy it now or something, isn't it? Just like an 8%. It's like an 8%, so that's like that should be like the 140. What were your total sales for last month? I also had my best month on eBay. I hit over 11,000. Um, but it's like that's like, with my store subscription costs like $300. But yeah, 1,300. I feel like I had been averaging about 800, 900 for eBay fees. But I really tried to push and go big, and I think my sales were up like 30% or something from the last year, or I'm sorry, from the last month. And I'd been trying to break 10,000, and then I finally just like broke through that, and then I hit 11,000 within a couple more days. So this month my goal is to go 12,000, the next month 13,000, and I know you can't make things happen. I mean, you can put things really cheap. You sold 9 items last month. Does your month end on the 1st, or does it end on the 15th? Like my store subscription, like I get invoiced on the 15th, and then I have X amount of days to pay it. I watched some of it. I actually forgot to watch the rest. I think I started to watch it after the stream, and then I was like, oh, this is 11 minutes long. I can't watch all this right now. But I believe I have the link you gave to me still. You're talking about the Blue Ridge Silverhound one, right? Just in case I am talking about the wrong one. It's like almost every day this week I got up way too early, except for today I slept in. And I never caught up with the day. Hopefully the next roll we pull out of here. It seemed like a lot of these 1968s were they'd seen better days. I haven't. I should have time to watch that tomorrow though. It definitely looked good, and I really do need to like focus. I need to focus more. It's like here I am. It's like I need to focus. I guess this is the reason that I never end up looking at the ears. Every time I go to look at the ears, this is what I see, and I'm like, could it be doubled? I can't tell. Can you tell? I feel like maybe it's like you need to have a really nicely struck coin, but I guess some years the ears are probably, they're more defined than in other years. But it was the same way, I think, with eyes. Like, I never used to check Lincoln's eyes. And then somebody, oh gosh, who was it? I think it was Super Silverman. He was like, you need to check for doubled eyelids on these. Okay, that's probably machine doubling. It looked, the way it looked, well, I do like how it sticks out the other side, but it doesn't look really raised up. Let's take a look while we're in here. So what else did you sell to? What else did you sell to have it be that high? Because that's like, I mean, is that 1 month? Or is that 2 months of fees? But it sounded like you were just starting to sell on there, because otherwise they wouldn't have held your money. I don't know why they're charging. Did you talk to them on the phone yet to figure out why they're charging you another 140 after they already took your money? Or I guess, what was your total sales? Just because pretty much, like, I would say probably, you're probably going to pay about $10 off of every $100 in the coins. Maybe the motor vehicle has, no, you're just selling parts. You weren't selling a full vehicle. In my head, I would think that the total amount of fees would end up being about 10%. That would be my guess anyway. So I will give you guys the heads up too. I think we've got about 5 more coins. Then we are going to call it a night here. It looks like this roll was actually just about the perfect. I'd love to be able to go all night. But I end up seeing double when I do it. But we can pull out, maybe at the end of here too, I can pull out the next roll so that you guys know what the next episode will be here. Never know. So I don't know how this box was put together here. Hopefully we will pull out something nice. And there are a couple rolls in there. And it might be interesting, like I have not done any roll opening up episodes here. 3 more. But yeah, I need to start looking for doubled ears. I don't think that, I mean, what, we have 83 and 84, I feel like are the 2 years that come to mind. And we're obviously not in 84. Yeah. How does automatic payment work? Oh, so that they can't. I believe if you don't pay, they will mail something to you saying you have a past due account, pay it, or we will tell the credit card gods or the credit bureau or something like that. Like they'll send you a bill. Someday, maybe not today, but someday you may want to do eBay again. And they will be like, we know who you are. Your balance has turned into $1 million. But at the same time, it seems like It seems like eBay just lets everybody come back eventually. I feel like back in the other day, it's like it's on your permanent record. Mine will automatically pay on a certain day, but it's like it doesn't pay until. I feel like they said you could get that turned off. I just have never done it. So for some reason this one's looking familiar here. Just want to look at. Am I just looking at, okay, I'm in Denver's now. Hold on a second. Whenever I backspace at coppercoins.com lately, it just seems to like go oops on me. Alright, so we're on Denver on the last coin. Okay, it looks different than that. It's more of on the bottom inside curve. Well, kind of. I want to look at it at a different angle. Yeah, mine's on auto. Like when the pandemic hit, I was like, oh, they're not making everyone pay their bill right away. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Maybe they won't won't take my money out right away. And then, of course, yep, they took it out. Well, I guess my other thought is, let's say you want to buy that 1955 double die and it's on eBay. I guess maybe you were just saying you turned it off, not that you removed everything. Let's see, I think one other thing, where did I put those? I think these were the 1973s that we were looking at the other night. Wow, the 1973s look so much nicer. I just wanted to see these in comparison. And the mint, I swear the mint cello wasn't messed up when we looked at them last episode. Otherwise I wouldn't be looking at this coin again. Check out the other one. I was telling, said earlier that we'd take another look at these. I don't know, to me they just look really, really filled. On one of these coins that looks a little bit better, how does the ear look on one of these? Is that it? It's like, I guess like if you're even wanting to look at some of these older coins on the ear, it's like the coin has to be a really nice strike. Or maybe I just need a better microscope. But so that was our 1973 Ds and our 1968s. Oh yeah, I said I would grab. That feels heavy. So it looks like this is 1971. And it's not a proof, is it? No. So it looks like we'll do 1971s next year. And so that should be next Wednesday. So if any of you guys are bored for like presidential inaugurations or whatever happens that day. You guys could come and hang out here. And so, yep, 1971s. Thanks, Oops, Sorry X for being here tonight. Thanks, Coinzornito, for being here tonight. Thanks, Mark Rodas. Thanks, PK Carr, for being here tonight. Thank you, guys. And hold on a second. I know there's... Thank you, Capital Currency, for being here tonight. And thank you for the 2 super chats. That was super awesome of you. Super chats are awesome, and so are you. Thanks, Logan's Coins, for being here tonight. Dun, dun, dun. Let me scroll back down here. Oh, not that far down. Someone's messing with me. Good night, Oops, Sorry X. Thanks everybody for watching. Wish you guys good weekend, and I'll see you all in the future.